Hey, you there. Thank you for watching, and welcome to Forge Lines for It. Today, I have a 3v3 ladder match here on the most amazing Neuroxys map generator. So let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players. Starting off with Team 1 in the Northwest, also known as the Blue Team. Ending with Team 2, also known as the Red Team in the Southeast. Starting off with Team 1's southernmost player, then going actually that's clockwise. We have in Stitch Blue, Team 1, 10 below. He is a Seraphim for this match, and it will never get used to the fact that there are no ratings to talk about. So definitely going to have to keep training my brain to just not look at the scoreboard for the ratings because they don't exist up there. To the northwest, we have in Royal Blue, Dimitri 11. He is a Cybran for this match. And rounding out Team 1's lineup in the north, we have in Amethyst Purple, Excited. He is another Cybran for Team 1. And that is the lineup here for Team 1. It is 2 Cybrans and a Seraphim. And no UEF, no Aeon for Team 1. Starting up with Team 2's Eastern player, then going clockwise as well. We have in orange, the color orange, Nomander. He is a UEF for this match. And again, I was about to say his rating, but I forgot that he doesn't have ratings. To his southwest, we have in Chevy Crimson Ferv as a UEF as well. And last but not least for Team 1 in Ruby Red, it is Tynet. He is an Aeon. So for Team 2's side of the map, they have 2 UEF and an Aeon versus Team 1's 2 Cybrans and a Seraphim. So every faction is present. However, Team 1 lacks UEF and Aeon, which Team 2 has. Team 2 lacks Cybran and Seraphim, which Team 1 has. So again, the other team has what the others lack. And for the 6 players on the map, Postickler Cup, which Reclaim they have to scoop up, currently sitting at 6,000 mass in Reclaim, which may not seem like a lot, but it is about 1,000 mass per player. Definitely worth going after. Taking a look at Team 1's side of the map, in terms of the Reclaim, there is... in terms of the mexes, there is a 5-star mex position here and a quad over here to the connection point between the 2 land masses. Triple mex or tri-mex down here, looking like Tynet's going to try to intercept that. And then a really weird, interesting line of mexes and then a hook. So let's call that a 6-star mex position just because it looks pretty odd but does look pretty cool at the same time. Quad mex position near the bay. And then another quad mex position in the northwest that has been shared by 2 of those players on Team 1. And there's also a nice little 5-star mex position nestled into a nice little hydrocarbon there. So for both teams, there is a decent amount of mexes to grab, as well as a couple of mexes in the middle to fight over. So definitely worth going after not only the Reclaim, but the middle mexes as well. Very interesting map here. We have a decent pond in the northeast. I don't know how much use that we'll get out of it, just due to the fact that it's so far removed from the main player bases. Yeah, there's exterior mexes and secondary mexes and everything like that in range of those naval units, but realistically, I don't really think we'll see much action in the northeast. Southwest might be a different story, though. There is a central pond, a nice pond to put some cruisers, some missile ships, and the like, and then, of course, a southwestern section, which probably will not get any use just because it's kind of in the middle of nowhere in a corner of the map, so it's kind of going to just be there existing. We do see a lot of Team 1 spam inbound from Excited with 2 X's moving in along the beach. He doesn't have Hypertech because he is a Cybran, going after the Team 1 naval facility for Ferv. I'm sorry, not Ferv, for Tynet. We do see those Mantis going after a couple of those Team 1 mexes. And there is a T1 AA PD built, but not a T1 PD. There is one trying to be built. Will it get finished in time? I think it will, because the Mantis are focused on other things, and the frigate comes back to assist on the shoreline there. So it looks like the PD has been finished off, and so that aggression will be curbed quite severely. Team 2's player of Nomander pushing to the middle. Team 1's player of Excited going for a T2 upgrade. Again, it's going to be most likely a 1v1. Maybe a player from the other side of the map will move in, but probably not. We do see in the southwest, though, Ferb is on his side of the map with his teammate of Tynet on Team 1's side of the map next to Hannibalo and Dimitri. So the first come-on-come action will occur between Tynet and Hannibalo, unless they've already taken some pod shots at one another. It's possible. I didn't really pay attention to that nice little peninsula section of the map nonsense. This definitely is thin enough in terms of the gap to be able to launch artillery and missiles. Well, definitely missiles, but at least artillery at one another. So maybe we'll see some T2 lobbing some shots there. A couple of bombers over top trying to prevent the expansion of naval vessels for Team 2 from Team 1's perspective. But there's no vessel online for Team 1. Looks like maybe Tynet scooped that up. I thought I saw someone build one at some point. Torpedo started for Dimitri. Going to shove Tynet out of the water. Tynet is in the yellow. Has to watch out for that nasty little torpedo upgrade on board those Cybern comms. Normander going for gun on his section of the map. And again, it's going to be mainly 1v1. And still Team 1's excited, not pushing into the middle, taking a more backseat approach. He's getting a lot of his forces into the interior of Team 2, so definitely a good position to sit at and just say, hey, I'm going to throw stuff at you and call it a day. We do see those Mantis. They're being stopped now severely by Nomander's orange forces. We do see Ferv has actually shifted from this position down here over to the northeast, trying to help out Tynet with defenses over here, and probably just clog this gap up with a lot of forces and just as calm to just prevent any more incursions. We do see the torpedo upgrade is done for Tynet. Sorry, Tynet. That's Team 2's player over there. Dimitri 11 going for, looks like just the central point of the water. We do see a lot of hovertech units online here for Team 1's Seraphim player of Hannibal trying to gain control of the water via some pseudo technology in the hovertech department. Team 1 artillery comes in the range of the PD, gets absolutely annihilated. And it looks like the rest of the nonsense has been stopped on the land side of things. The air side of things is a different story. Team 1 trying to airlock Team 2's Nomander. He has T2 air online. And we do see Ferv almost done with his T3 air upgrade in ladder, especially a 3v3. That is very, not super rare, but it's definitely not as common to see an upgrade in T3 tech this early. Granted, he is far removed from the front line, so it definitely makes sense for him to at least try to go in that regard. And Team 1 has T3 air online as well in at least 1 degree. And actually the only degree. We do see a nice little heart formed by those P-gems from Excited. We do see that Tynet has reemerged onto the land, going after a couple of T1 mexes on the shoreline. Nothing too damaging, but nothing too nice as well for Team 1. They're like, hey, we just built those. Why are you being mean? And the invasion from the land to the water to the land again has occurred. A ton of Yenzing running around on the map here for Hannibal, and that is going to cause some havoc for Team 2's backline. It's a lot of soft targets over here, really nothing to prevent the incursion. Of course, T3 air is online. Maybe some T2 gunships are going to be built. We see some T3 engineers coming off the assembly lines, but nothing too critical so far. T3 almost done for and is done for a Nomander. So 2 air players for Team 2. Definitely need a little bit more in the land department, especially given the whole amount of nonsense inbound from those Yenzi. Another group is inbound as well. We do see that Dimitri 11 putting a naval facility almost next to the one built by Tynet. A little bit of mocking. They're like, hey, this was yours, this is mine now, see you bye. This is my facility, go away. And essentially claiming the water is mine, no way inbound. Couple of Team 1 units have broken through the defenses here from Nomander, pushing into the interior. T2 mechs has been upgraded. Yenzin moving into intercept. I think that will save that mechs actually. There's a couple of Team 1 Lobos inbound, but a lot more Yenzin inbound to intercept and deal with the group of forces. We do see another run by attempt is going to get pretty much stopped here by Team 1's Excited, who's now pushed in to relatively the same position that Nomander is sitting in. And we see those forces from the hovertech going more east instead of south now that they've cleansed most of the western side of the map, at least on Team 2's chunk of the map. Couple of forces actually back here for Hannibal as well. I mean, he's doing a lot of work, taking out a lot of mexes for Team 2. You can see that mass discrepancy here between the two teams is slowly spreading because of the damaging amount of mexes that Team 1 is taking out. Not damaging amount, but they're taking out a lot of mexes. Now the mass storages are not even safe in this economy. No one can have anything in this game. Not a single little just passive mass storage facility at all. Couple of blazes on board here from Tynet, moving in to deal with the rest of the forces from Hannibal. T2 coming online for Dimitri in the water. And Hannibal has T2 also online. We do see Nomander shifted westward, has gun and T2 online, dealing with all of these Yenzin trying to run by him. And of course he can avoid some of the shots, but some of those Hannibal forces are pushing in on the water, which there are no floaties for ACUs, so can't really do much even if he was in the water, unless he has torpedo. But even then, those are hovertech units. Torpedoes are not even able to just take off the paint from those hover forces because they're not in the water. And you know, those torpedoes are essentially just air or water missiles, so they can only travel in water. So that's the thing to look out for. Couple of pillars, couple of riptides, couple of the everything. Yenzine take out another mechs from Team 2's Nomander, and the eco disparaging is just getting worse and worse. Does look like a little bit of power stalling because the numbers are constantly jumping, pretty, chunky numbers. So it looks like Team 1 is trying to fix that out. T2 air online for Excited, possibly T3 in his future, and air expansionary efforts are underway for Dimitri 11. Tactical missile started here for Hannibal. He can only go for the regular missile, can't go for the Billy Nuke that the UEF can. And T3 gunships online for Hannibal, just really, not Hannibal, sorry, Dimitri 11, really just punishing Team 2 and not letting up on the gas. They have them where they want them, and this is going to shove all of the everything down their throats. Tactical missile almost done, and Yenzin moving in over top to shield the commander from something. I don't know why, but just stacking up next to the comm. And there's still more and more inbound flag coming in to assist soon. T3 land probably going to be thought about by Hannibal at some point. Going to get those Optims and those hover T3. Well, they're not parashields, but essentially the T3 version of the parashield and Asylum. We see an attack in the north. It is Pillars versus Rhinos, and no Wagners from Excited, just mainline tank units from Team 1. We do see that Nomad going for more PD. Actually, that's TMD, but probably more PD to protect his base. And he is shifting a little bit more forces westward to prevent any sort of incursions once again. But the main incursion is right down the middle. Team 1's Tynet and FAF having to divvy so many resources up to deal with this, and still the reconstruction mechs effort is still underway, but there's still some holes that need to be fixed. More mechs is taken out. Tactical missile taking out a couple of mexes from that missile launcher comm of Hannibal. Is Dimitri? Oh, I was going to say, is Dimitri 11 assisting the construction efforts on board? No, he is not. And T2 units just running amok through Tynet's main base. T2 land, of course, online, trying to build as many forces as possible. Probably needs to get to T1 PD instead of T2 at this point. They have faster fire rates, of course. More AA being built by Nomander to deal with the whalers and other things from Team 1's Dimitri 11. And Team 2 is just getting punished and punished and punished. T1 PD built to try to, again, deal with the rest of those Yenzin. Another mech's taken offline. Team 1 at almost 600 mass income. Team 2 just barely cracking 400, so 150 mass in favor of Team 1. And then some, as still more missiles rain in from Hannibal's comm. He is just giving Team 2 just the business every day, all day during this game. Large group of T2 forces engaging in Excited's domain over here to the north, and it looks like Team 2's Nomad is kind of just stuck over here. He doesn't really have that many forces to play with. Team 1 has a lot more. He's able to push in. Prod is a little bit better than Team 2, of course, can. Another missile outbound. T3 Pigeon is vulnerable. It is going to get destroyed, but it does get saved from the nice little volatile explosion. But, of course, the engineers having to reclaim that and rebuild it. A little bit annoying for Team 2 to have to deal with that. Whalers over here stacking up, going after the shoreline mexes for FAF. And he's just running back and forth. He could be the first departure if Team 1 decides to do so. There's a lot of Yenzin nearby. He doesn't have any upgrades on board. One veterancy, that's it. And that would not be great for Team 2 to lose a player, especially at almost the 20-minute mark. And those Whalers not really wanting to engage as of yet. The ASFs do engage, but it looks like Team 1 has a higher number of them, so Team 1 will win that fight. And then the Whalers will come in and assist with mop-up operations on land. We do see that Nomander is trying to help the best he can and just shove Hannibal back, but with the missiles and the Yenzin and the gunships and the ASFs and the whatnot, it's just not being successful in keeping Team 1 back. TMB trying to be built to cover all the mexes, but it's just so much ground to cover that comm is just doing massive amounts of damage. 15 kills, 11,000 mass killed, and of course all the mass not being gained by Team 2's mexes is definitely hurting their bottom line. Team 1, 700 mass income. Team 2, 400. 300 mass more in favor of Team 1. And it's looking like Team 1 is just starting to run away with it. 20.5 minutes on the clock here. Team 2 is not giving up yet. They're holding in still those group of pillars and riptides. There's actually a pillar in there, coincidentally enough, a couple of them. still helping Ferv hold the line. Ferv maybe going to go for an upgrade, possibly thinking about something maybe. But it looks like a lot of TMD have been built in the interim, and looks like that Hannibal missile is going to be less and less effective. We do see some Riptides moving in on the northeastern side of that bay, but they do get spotted by a Yenzin, so not going to get that much work done. The base here for Nomander is under bombardment from a couple of missile launchers, those nice little Vipers that can split just like the tactical missile launchers can. Very, very annoying, those Cybrid missiles. Very annoying to deal with. Advanced range coming online for Tynet. He was going straight to maybe Aeon Sniper Commander possibly. He doesn't have speed on board. Maybe he'll go for a sensor package. We got a huge chunk of Team 2 side of the map just on full view. That upgrade's going very quick. It's at 0 speed, and he's almost done with that thing. No, he's going for Aeon Sniper Commander. Look at that thing just go. Dang. Does he have just mass in his bar? No. He is just full sending that thing. Wow. Look at that thing. It is done. Maybe he'll go for shield. That's probably a good bet to do. Team 2 now trying to prevent the main land incursion from Team 1 from occurring. And in the northeast, T3 units online for Nomander? No, but they are thought about and halfway online. Team 1 just has so much more mass. They have the T3 units. Nomander has been forced to retreat. He knows it's over for that frontline position. He just needs to retreat and stack up elsewhere. Team 1 has a huge portion of the map under their control / denying a portion of Team 2's side of the map, which is not helping the eco situation by any means. It's still about 250 or so. Team 2 has caught up a little bit, but it's not looking good for Team 2 economically. We do see Loyalists coming in, Bricks coming in, Rhinos, Vipers, all of the goodies from Team 1. We even see some Deceivers mixed in as well. That one got taken out, though. Some Yenzin as well. Actually, that would probably be built by Hannibal, gifted over to Excited. He just has a couple of them. Doesn't have that many. Just a random assortment of forces from Team 1's other Seraphim player. No, the only Seraphim player in the game, I should say. T2 Air still online, but is producing Corsairs as we speak. Not going for T3 as of yet. Team 1 is expanded nicely in the air department. Ferv is trying to do the same, but again, he's been hampered a little bit. So his eco and his facilities are a little bit, not necessarily not up to snuff, but it's just the fact that he's been bombarded a lot, and he can't really catch up, at least initially, to Team 1 unless he has some assistance, which he is getting from Nomander. So that could be the thing that brings Team 2 back in this game, is 2 air players. But they are losing land. The wall sections are not enough to keep Team 1 at bay. And still Team 1 getting into the interior of Team 2's bases. T3 land headquarters needs to be protected at all costs. We even see Tynet coming in with that advanced range Aeon Sniper Commander to assist. But even still, those engines are just floating away. We do see the wall section is kind of having a little bit of annoyances for Team 1's Excited Army down to, or up there to the north. Corsairs coming in to take out some more mexes for Nomander. And Team 2, like I've been saying all game so far, is just getting punished by Team 1. Eco sitting at almost 300 once again in favor of Team 1. Nobody has died as of yet. Nobody's thrown in the towel. Again, the average for this match is the mid 1700s. So these players definitely know what they're doing. They're playing hard and doing the best they can. No one's given up as of yet, which I love to see. Missile outbound? No, yeah, missile was outbound. I don't know what shot it down, but something did. It just looked like it randomly just exploded in air without being shot at. Oh, no, the buzzkill is shooting at it. Oh. Huh. I looked very far away for that buzzkill. Anyway, a couple of more Yenzin have now been dealt with, but now the front base here for Mum. Actually, his fob was taken out. His now secondary frontline base is not doing too hot. His air grid is doing fine, though, and he's expanding it as we speak. Team 2 at 666 mass income. Team 1 at 1K. And missiles are still launching all the time from Hannibal. Team 1, are you building an experimental somewhere? It is 25 minutes on the clock here, so I wouldn't be surprised to see something big and spicy outbound from them. We do see Tynet continuing to try to hold the line and assist Nomander. We do see pings going down on Tynet's commander saying, hey, you should probably go after that guy running around. Team 1 still has, of course, the Navy. No real emphasis in going for Navy at all. Random sonar facility down here just in case Team 2 dips its toes in Navy, which maybe might be the case, but probably not. And still just that Team 1 facility for engineer's sake. And that's really about it. Looks like the land incursion has been stopped and denied by Team 2. But one thing to be said about Team 2, there's a lot of defenses being built, which means it's going to just take more and more and more stuff for Team 1 to break through. That is the one of the benefits of being on the receiving end of all of that damage, is now you built up a shield grid, you built up a nice little PD grid. Maybe you have a bunch of T2 artillery or something. It makes it harder for experimentals to just run in and have a fun time kind of thing. So if Team 2 can crack one of the front lines, maybe not over here to the east, but maybe this western side, they could just run straight into the air grid and take that out, because there's nothing stopping Team 2 once they hit the mainland, unless a lot of forces just barrel down on their position. We do see a lot of T3 forces outbound now from Hannibal, so supplementing his missile barrage nonsense, which isn't really getting that much work done at this point, for some more firepower in the direct fire line kind of way. We do see more and more PD being built by Tynet, going for shield. There he goes for more protection. Percy's now on the front lines, and that's going to start turning the tide in favor of Team 2. Dimitri 11 says boring to something. Oh, Dimitri 11's talking about that little cruiser up there. I mean, it's fine to have a nice little AA. Oh, there's a couple of them over here. Nice little AA coverage here on the eastern side. Percy's being shot at by a couple of bricks, and of course the missiles, and now you can see those one-shotting, two-shotting those units here from Nomander. No experimentals online as of yet from anybody that I've noticed. Shield is done on Tynet's comm. 27 minutes on the clock here. Team 1, 1.3k mass income. Team 2, 760. So let's say maybe 550 mass more for Team 1 at a minimum, if not 600. Which is almost double what Team 2 is producing, which is insane given a ladder match. 27 minutes on the clock here, but nobody has died. That is the one caveat for both teams, is no one has died. So that is a thing to watch out for. Let me know down in the comments who you think is going to currently win this game. Of course, if you haven't done so already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. As I look at, I think, a missile that was inbound from Team 2 going after something over there. There's no, FAF has missile. Yep, he definitely likes to throw missiles around here. That's definitely one of his tried and true strategies. He likes playing UEF and throwing billion nukes. I wouldn't be surprised to see them built at some point. But Team D has been built, and that zapper shoots. Oh! I was going to say, it looked like the zappers were actually out of range, but able to take it out. Looks like the Omni was the target. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really, 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 really do appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I think I already did that little blurb. But again, it is the day before Christmas. It is Christmas Eve when this video is being released, so hopefully everybody is enjoying the holiday season, of course. And if you're watching after the holidays, well, hopefully you enjoyed the holidays. And if you're watching 3 years in the future, at whatever point in time, hopefully you're enjoying whatever day it is that you're watching it. And hopefully you're enjoying my coverage as well. We do see those Perseus are stacking up, but they are being shot at by those bricks, and not really doing super well. There's just a lot of support here from Team 1's land army, so the Perseus can't just run in and have a fun time over there. Cruisers, of course, can target land and enable units. The accuracy is not great, but it's something at least. We do see Air RAS. Oh, they're talking about what's going on. Looks like infinite air maybe for Nomander. Are those actual like text pings? Those are text pings. Okay, so just say, hey, there's stuff being built up there kind of thing. Large land army going around the main mountain here for Team 2 side of the map. Not really the best place to do that. Team 2 has a comm and a couple of Perseus and the whatnot down here. Tynet is taking a lot of damage, though. He only has the regular shield upgrade. It's not the shield heavy, so he's missing out on 17,000 hit points. He loses his shield. You just have to recharge it. Nomander's here as well. We have 2 of the 3 commanders for Team 2 holding the line against the Brick Force and other forces from Team 1. SACU is on the front line. Is that a RAS SACU? No, that's a Rambo preset. And if Ferb was up here, we'd have all 3 commanders for Team 2 hanging out. Nice little parashield to assist. Couple of TMDs to try to deal with the missiles from Team 1. And we do see a couple of Optims being ripped apart by some Oblivion and T3 Percy action. Those huge plasma balls. Air grid, of course, being still expanded upon. And a satellite has been thought about. An SMD started for Team 2. And we do see those SACUs being getting in. Looks like the shield upgrades. Are those the bubble shield ones, or are those the heavy shielded ones? I think those are the bubble shield ones. And we'll see in a minute. T2 Naval Facility online for Dimitri 11 in the pond there. And like I said, Team 1 has more than 50% of the map control, if not 60-ish%, 60-ish. I wouldn't say 75 because there's still so much map for Team 2. The mass lead still about that 600. That's actually now 700, I think, at this point. Just a lot of mass. Team 2 is holding in those. Shield heavy has been started for Tynet. He's already repped up his main shield, so we'll just get an extra 17,000 hit points. It is a lot of hit points to just insta-get like that after an upgrade. Is Team 1 building a nuke somewhere? Is that why Team 2 is building an SMD? I don't see a lot of intel gathering here from Team 2 side of things. Is Team 1 doing a lot of spy planning? That was a little bit down there. Of course, they have Omni in the middle, so they have a lot of knowledge of what's going on in Team 2's base. There is, of course, that quad mix down there in the southeast. ASF stacking up quite nicely, though, for Ferv. Sitting at 238 versus Dimitri 11's 291. So he's caught up significantly. He's not in the lead as of yet, but he is slowly getting there. And a large group of T3 forces up here to the north. We do see Nomander has not left as of yet. We do see some SACUs. Those are the Shield 1 presets. Well, that says Rambo. That says Intel. That says Rambo. So maybe the Shield one they were building was the Rambo ones, I guess? Let's see, that would be... Okay, they're just the Rambo ones. They have that primary shield, 26,000 hit points, which is more hit points than Nomander's ACU shield. So lots of protection on board those SACUs. Very annoying to deal with. They're not the fast regen ones of the Seraphim. Is it the Seraphim? What's the Siren? I think it's the Siren. But they are still annoying. 42,000 hit points to chew through. They can't gain bonus hit points in the shield department, but they can if they get some veterancy on the whole hit points. So that number can get a little bit higher, about 8,000 more hit points. Still charging forward. Perseus and SACU is working together. And to give an idea, those Perseus almost as tall as an SACU. So actually the main commander I think is just about the same height as an SACU. So those Perseus are essentially like eye level with comms in this game, which is stare down the barrel of their gun as they fire into the comm soul pretty much. 32 minutes on the clock here. Team 1 1.8, Team 2 1.1. So again, that mass lead still heavily in favor, mostly led by Excited at 600. Sorry, not 600. 900 mass income. Dimitri 11 behind him at 600. Team 1, I mean, they have a huge air grid. They have an SMD going for chicken for Hannibalo, shielding up the backline mexes. Going for artillery piece here at 33 minutes on the clock. More SACUs getting in. We're excited. T3 naval headquarters because why not? And another Omni backup up there. Spy planes over top get a little bit of a readout. And those cruisers, again, being a little bit annoying, but nothing too crazy. And those SACUs with the comms of Team 2 starting to push back Team 1. There is a little bit of an AoE on those weapon systems. Nothing too crazy. But of course, 1,000 of anything will kill anything, and in this case, 1,000 bricks may just kill a bunch of SACUs, but they are slowly whittling away those hit points. 7,500 versus 42,000 is a tall order to chew through, as there's more Harbingers being thrown together for Team 2. The thing they have to worry about, though, is that Team 1 might go for sub-nuke up here to the north, or maybe just extra ASF or bombers or whatever up there to the northeast, and you could have the same thing down here in the middle. A sub-nuke would be crazy. And the T2 naval headquarters is online, and it's Cybern, which means Salem's, which means they are online, which means they can actually crawl on land. Gunships inbound to deal with them. Looks like the ASF are just going to intercept those couple little spy planes, being like, hey, you're not supposed to know what's going on over there. Go away. And look at this. Team 2 is crawling back their territory. They are pushing and pushing and pushing. And, of course, that's reclaim for Team 2 to scoop up. Speaking of reclaim, Team 2, 177,000 mass. Granted, Team 1 is leading the total mass accrued by over 300,000, but it is still a large amount of reclaim here for Team 2. That is something to watch out for, because that number could severely impact the game as they go for game enders / satellites / experimental / whatever else. Speaking of which, there should be a chicken done or almost done for Hannibal. It is almost done for him. No experimentals as of yet here for the other 2 players on Team 1 for the Cybran side, but the artillery not started as of yet technically. It's just slowly being built. Looks like the shields, love to see those being built first, as well as the P-gens being built after that. We do see now still Tynet is on the front line. 5-star vacancy for him. No Mander should either be close to that or at that. He's almost at that at 7,500 out of 10,000 mass killed. We do see Ferv has an experimental, and it is the satellite, of course. And watch it just deploy its little pod into the sky, have little shell just go wherever the heck it goes, and deploys its actual little wings. This is low orbit, will very, very low orbit fly across the map. And that, of course, will probably start picking off the mexes for Team 1 and severely impact their ecos, because they've really had nothing to worry about for a very long time. Maybe if they're paying attention, they'll actually see the satellite fly overhead. We can actually see it right now. It's on their viewpoint, so they can see it. It's in visual range, I should say. Artillery bombarding the shoreline and the everything else. Looks like the AA is the target. That's just what's in range, I guess, at this point. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Team 2's main grouping over here just kind of fall back, because that would be in range of the artillery from those Salems. Well, look at this. The Percys and the SACUs leading a charge against those bricks and Othams. And those Percys, of course, backing them up. The literal tanks, not literal, but the metaphorical, physical, whatever hypothetical situation. Bricks, not bricks, but tanks being built here from Team 2's Nomander. Those SACUs are just annoying to deal with. Artillery for Nomander. And, of course, this map is small enough, which means that artillery could reach the almost the everything, but it can reach the artillery from Team 1. Not that they know that it's there, but we know it's there, and that's what matters, right? You see those Salems just punishing whatever's on the land over there. Those Harbingers are trying to get in range. A couple of cruisers mixed in there as well, but I don't really think that's going to go Team 2's way. The Omni is actually probably in artillery. It might be close to artillery range. Colossus online for Tynet. Don't know if he's building anything else as of yet. I think it's just 1 satellite for Ferv. So again, that's just very useful just for slowly picking apart the mexes. Speaking of which, where did that thing... Oh, it went after the P-gens. This one is probably going to blow up. Nothing too damaging if it continues on eastward. Oh, but the emitter comes online just at a crucial moment. Oh, that was very, very close. It would have taken out the emitter, installing Team 1's ability to shield up everything else and protect it. But the P-gen will probably go down before the shield is built. So that will just slowly impact the power reserves for Team 1, but not too bad. It's going to take out just the western edge of that air grid. Nothing too damaging. ASFs are inbound. There's a couple of gunships over top going after the Salems now on land, technically, because they're barely onto the beachhead. Dimitri 11, 460 ASFs. Ferv 420. It's actually a pretty close race in terms of ASFs. And here goes the impacting Team 1 ASFs. There is some AA nearby. There's also some AA for Team 1. So there's AA for both players. Looks like Team 2 lured Team 1 in, but it's just going to be a slow slog of just the everything dying over the top of Ferv's head. He's like, please get me out of here. Please get me out of here. I just want to build a radar system and leave. But it's just a slaughter fest. Everything in the kitchen sink just being thrown at all these ASFs from both teams. And it looks like Team 1 is going to win the fight quite handedly, but there's a lot of dead stuff. There's a lot of dead stuff. Good engagement here from Team 2's remaining ASFs, and Team 2's like, flee, flee, flee. But it's probably about 30, 40 versus maybe 150. 180. Ooh, that is air dominance for Team 1. Not good for Team 2. Not good at all. But they do have an artillery piece, and second one is in the yellow. So something is going right, and it looks like maybe they've spotted something. Nope, still don't know anything. Looks like maybe they're going to go after the SACU spam up here. There's more mass fabs being spammed on the northern edge of the map. Artillery is almost done for Team 1, though, and Team 1 definitely knows where Team 2's artillery is. And they know where the comm is, so that's not great. 39 minutes on the clock, and nobody has died. One of a rare instance where nobody has died before 30 minutes, and it could be almost 40 if no one dies to artillery bombardment. Colossus is online trying to hide himself in the water. Chicken is almost dead, so I don't know what happened with that, but it almost died. And those Percy's just need to turn around for a brief moment and take out the chicken. There they go. The chicken's out of the water. The Colossus goes, hey, there's something shooting at me in the back. That's not nice. And the chicken is defeated. Artillery from all of the everything in the water targeting the sole Colossus for Team 2. And that Ion Storm is activating and just ripping apart those hit points. SACU, those are AA presets. There's Rambo presets as well as that one. Yeah, see, there's the 400 nonsense ones. And, of course, they do have EMP weapons on board as well, so it makes fighting against T3 units quite nicely. Reclaiming efforts are still underway. 230,000 reclaimed for Team 2, 53,000 for Team 1. Team 1, 2.1k mass income to Team 2's 1.3k. And it looks like a little bit of puncturing of the shields here for Team 1, though, so going to have to fix that. Second artillery piece is coming online. Disruptor from Team 1 probably targeting the one from Team 2. Yep, shields are being built immediately. Second Duke is almost online, and it's kind of hard to say, but I feel like just finish the second artillery and then devoted all the shields at that point. One of the rare instances where I actually would say that, just because it's just that close to being done. But it does look like he's kind of done a little bit of both. Ooh, yeah, some ASFs being killed before they even sent out on their missions to die in the sky. Satellite, I don't know where it went, but it's being devoted over here because they are receiving artillery fire. Just trying to laser down those shields. Yeah, if a second artillery piece comes online in a couple of moments, that might be enough to pierce the shielding with the constant damage to shields. And explosions happen somewhere. SACUs are going down. Team 2 is being forced back by the fleet of Salems, I should say land army of Salems, with actually a decent amount of cruisers in the water. But it does look like those SACUs are getting a little bit more bold. Those cruisers are a target. It looks like with the remaining forces on land mostly dealt with, there's still the SACUs from Excited. Nothing happening. Oh, bombers are been spotted from Team 1's Excited. I was thinking there was nothing coming on in the east. They're going for either the comm or they're going for the artillery. They might be going for both. There are some SACUs waiting. ASFs waiting. Looks like they are going to go for the comm. It takes out an emitter and damages a PGen. Artillery lands, takes out some shield strength for a shield. This one's going to come online. There it goes. Artillery lands to the west, and it is fine. Team 1's artillery's not doing so hot. Most of the emitters are down. This one's going to regen back up to full capacity. Artillery lands just to the west and the east. Ooh, very unlucky. But still, you've seen that the shields are cracking, which is not great for Team 1's artillery piece. Looks like the air grid might... Oh, that's going to be fine. More shields, more shields, more shields, and more shields. Definitely a little bit weaker on the eastern side, but there's a lot of shield coverage, though, from at least the northwestern side. I wouldn't be surprised to see more AA be built over here. Looks like stacking up of ASFs. Looks like there's a bug inbound for Dimitri 11. And all those SACUs are fleeing in the side of a chicken and a bunch of Salem spam. Nothing on the western side of the map, coincidentally enough. I feel like that'd be a nice little attack vector for Team 1. But they're going just straight down the middle once again. Artillery has broken through the shields once again. Shield pops back online, covers both the shielding. Shielding is just back and forth, back and forth. Satellite trying to do its best to keep those shields offline, but it's just really not enough at this point. The emitter takes a hit a little bit. This one's going to be rebuilt in a moment. This artillery is down to half HP. Another group of, looks like engineers and maybe a spy plane or something take a shot there. You see that chicken is pushing in. Colossus is online. Still more SACU spam going for T2 PDs. And we do see those Salems continuing to push in on land. Kynet and everybody else in the game has not died as of yet. And it is just a all-out brawl. This game has been not necessarily one-sided. Air fight will occur once again. Bug going for the air grid. Going to get absolutely denied by Team 2's ASFs. Went after actually the mass fabs over here. Oof, that's going to be rough. That's a little bit of reclaim for Team 2 to scoop up. Just add another, 20,000. 300,000 mass reclaimed for Team 2. That's probably what's roughly keeping them in the game is all that insta-mass. The shielding is going down a little bit around the air grid, but nothing too bad. SACU spam down the northeast side. We do see, again, it is some air spam plus some Rambo spam. Colossus is going to just full send it, taking out a couple of assailants, but receiving a lot of flak. He's going to run into the fire. He's running through the Valley of the Shadow of Death. And he's just going to full send it. We need another kill or so, and he's going to get some veterancy. He gets another chunk of hit points to survive a little bit longer. It's not going to get that much more damage done, but another Salem will go down. Another bug is online. Artillery striking at the air grid. Ooh, hits one over there. Another artillery piece is, of course, online. The main artillery piece for Team 1 is taking a lot of hits. More shields being built all the time. And Team 2 just getting unlucky with where the artillery shells are landing. SACUs are being wiped out here on Team 2 side of the map. Percy's, PD, the everything being thrown at them. Looks like the bug moves in again. ASS moving in to intercept. It looks like this time it's not going to be as effective for Team 2's ASFs to go after it, but they will do some damage to it at a minimum. Ooh, the AA spam is just not going to be enough. I think we might see a cascade happening for Team 2's air grid. Ooh, those mass fabs are not going to be good. A third artillery piece has been started. And that bug is still online. There goes a mass fab. There goes another mass fab. There goes the entire northern section of that air grid, all mass fabs. And the power reserves might not be looking good. I'm going to split things off to see what's going on over here as we go back over here to watch what the artillery piece is doing. Artillery piece is still online. 800 hit points. Somehow still alive. And upgrading the shields to ED5. The maximum that they can be. Air grid is wiped out. Team 2's player of Nomander has really not a lot of power left in the tank. Oh, yeah, not great. Definitely needs to keep those shielding online. ASF's coming in from FAF to assist all the time. How is the PGen scenario for Team 1? Oh, yeah, about 10,000, so nothing too worrisome, but not great. The bug will get away somehow. Somehow will get away. 3,000 hit points, 2,000 hit points. And it looks like he's going to make it out of there just barely. ASFs are in it trying to get it, and they do get it, actually. Ooh, another clump of reclaim to grab for Team 2. Put this back to where it belongs. I wish I could have just a preset where this could just hook back to where I want it, and then when I do the split, I can put it where I want it. Like in the middle, I don't have to keep like manually moving it. I can just go swap, 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 and call it a day. Somebody, mod developer or somebody add that. That'd be super nice. Like a, I don't know, a mini-map preset location. There's like 3 would be really nice, but at least 2. Like the main one right here and then the one in the middle. Artillery still holding on. Looks like another satellite is almost done for FAF. Still no attack vector from the west grid, enough, and Team 1 is still pushing down this line. A lot of the Salems are now coming into range. Tynet is falling back. T2 Miasma being spared up as quickly as possible. Chicken coming into range of that. That's not good for that health. And the air grid is down for Team 2. I feel like an air victory will win Team 1 the game at this point, or maybe a nuke or a couple of other things. Shields now holding. I don't see any bigger ticket items. Looks like the artillery from Team 2 targeting something else. Looks like they're going after the air grid, actually. I don't know if that's really worth it at this point. Chicken's coming online. Secondary, tertiary air grid down here. Tynan is defeated by Hannibal. It looks like the chicken just walked him down with a couple of Yenzines supporting him. First kill of the game, 46 minutes. Everything will be transferred over to Nomander, I would presume. Yep. Figured he'd be the higher ranked of the two. FAF's usually about 15, 1600, and I think Nomander's usually about 18 to 19. So just to take a guess on ratings and whatnot, I don't know for sure. And I can't even look up the rating even in the replay because it just doesn't even show it. It just says who won, who lost, and I don't. Maybe even shows how many points they lost in terms of rating because of the match. I don't know if it actually shows it for ladder matches like this. Maybe something to check out after I'm done with the recording. Third artillery piece will crack the shielding for sure. Strap bombers inbound though. That's not going to help situations. There's more and more and more of them inbound. They're trying to take out that first artillery piece. They will crack some of the shielding, but the main shielding will survive and will stay online. So the artillery from Team 1 might be enough, but it all comes down to this. If the artillery falls, Team 2 loses the game. And Team 1 still has a lot of land to really play with in this game. Looks like the artillery's back on the main artillery piece. This one's somehow still alive. And it's just on, off, on, off, on, off. Tactical nuke is done for Ferb. There it is. 47 minutes on the clock here. Desperately needs that. That Colossus is going to just run into the everything. Miasma slowly eating away at all of those Salems. Ion Storm activating, targeting, of course, that whatever it can target next door to it. SAC is moving in at close range to those Salems. Not a good place to be if you're those Salems. Also, don't stand in the Miasma there. SAC is not good for your health. It's acid. Bad, bad, bad. Why is he building P-Gens up here when you can just build P-Gens over here? No idea. And the third artillery piece is online. Chunks of shields are going down. More shields being built almost instantaneously. Nomander microing those shields as best as possible. And, of course, microing everything else. I feel like Ferb should handle the front lines and Nomander handle everything else. Nuke is outbound. That's going to get a nice grouping of those Salems. Nice. Took out 4 of them there. Boom, boom. And the Chicken just going to full send it into Nomander's secondary base, once belonging to Tynet. And, yeah, I think the Chicken might be going for other things at this point. Oh, no, it's just going to stand there. Never mind. It's going to crack all of the everything in there. Nomander's going to lose a lot of power. Desperately needs all that. Not looking good for Team 2's overall power consumption and the whatnot. Artillery landing in all around these 2 artillery pieces from Team 1's. Excited. And no secondary artillery. Oh, explosions happen to the east again. That's another Billy Nuke. Takes out a chunk more Salems. More Chickens inbound. More Bricks inbound. More the everything inbound. More Strat Bombers inbound. And, of course, those 3 artillery pieces shooting at the same thing. I would surmise at this point 2 of them firing at the same time and then 1 shortly after. They're almost perfectly timed, those things. And the artillery has finally gone down with 2 satellites and 3 artillery pieces. Team 1 has lost half of their artillery. And it looks like the shielding is slowly starting to stay offline. We have Ferb retreating. Chicken is inbound for his head. He's got to move immediately, get those spy planes out of the way, get the everything out of the way. He has 22,000 hit points on board that comm. Needs T2 bombers, T1 bombers, T3 bombers, T-everything bombers to go after that Chicken. Teleporter started for excited. Oh, I wonder where he's going with that. He probably has the laser already on board. Yes, he does. Oh, another explosion. That's probably another Billy Nuke, I would assume. Yes, it is. It strikes the Chicken. Ferb is not being targeted by that Chicken. Kills off the Otham. And T3 gunships are inbound. T3 PD being spun up immediately. We have one of the satellites going down. Air grid is going to go the way of the Dodo bird, and that's going to wreck Team 2's reserve power and essentially keep Team 2's artillery unshielded. Artillery target, says Dimitri. Yep, obviously that's the target. Half the air grid is down. And it looks like Ferb actually just ignored by the Chicken very briefly. Gotta move. You gotta keep moving. He launches another Billy Nuke, but he might... Oh, he's underneath shielding, but it's gonna be close. The Chicken ignores him. Oh, he turns back. Oh, one more blast should do him in. Oh, there. Oh, he's gonna dodge it. Oh, no, he doesn't. Oh, and there goes the Chicken just right after that. Nomander is the last remaining player on Team 2. Strat Bombers are inbound. And that might just be the... Shielding is down. Pigeons are down. Strats, Bombers take out one of the artilleries. 2 of them remain. Oh, and I think a chunk of ASF just got taken out by a nice little artillery launch. Shielding needs to come back on immediately. I think Team 1 still has 1. No, they lost both of them, so that was definitely a good moment to lose some stuff there, because artillery would have wrecked the rest of it. T4 Yothotha coming in to take out the rest of the air grid for Nomander. Satellite, coincidentally enough, gets rebuilt at its site if it's transferred over to somebody else. So that satellite could easily be, deployed on top of the Chicken. Well, GG, that run-D was kind of devastating. Yeah, that, or run-by, I think run-D, run-by was kind of devastating. Yeah. The Chicken just full sent it and just... Yeah, it was kind of not great for Team 2 for a while. Other satellite is down. And Team 2, to their credit, they stuck with it. They took out Team 1's artillery. Yeah, for quite some time. No joke. I mean, applaud the Team 2 for the fact that they could have given up pretty early, but decided to stick with it. I don't know why we are playing. I mean, it's fun to play and just essentially have a survival map at this point. That's really what Team 2 is dealing with, is just survival. I'd argue at around 12 minutes when you killed 75% of my mexes. Yeah, that wasn't great either, to be fair. But, you know, it happens from once in a while. Oh, there's not a sub-nuke over there. A lot of engineers stacking over there for no reason. That's kind of sad. Artillery is being rebuilt as we speak, but again, 52 minutes on the clock. Team 2 has lost 2 of their 3 players. It's a 3v1. Drop bombers inbound to take out more SACUs. They could have easily just taken out the artillery, but it looks like they want to draw the game out just a tiny bit longer and just wipe Team 2 off the map at this point. I think speeding it up to +2 is definitely kind of worth it at this point. We see where the game... I mean, look at the map. Like, there's really nothing that Team 2 can really do at this point, unless somehow they kill all 3 comms at the same time. Dimitri's been essentially the same spot for 20, 30 minutes. Hannibal's on land hanging out, and then Excited is in water. He's building a Scathis because why not? And he's been building it for a while now. Team 2 is about to get their 3rd artillery piece back online and is building a Fat Boy. Yeah, I'm surprised that they didn't build more Fat Boys, because they had the only UEF comms in the game, no Fat Boys. Kind of surprised me enough. Would have dealt with those Salems quite nicely, to be fair. More mechs is going offline. Oh, airfight going to happen. They don't get those strap bombers. And like I said, I feel like, I mean, Team 1 knows where the comm... Yeah, they know where No Mander's comm has been for a while now. But like I said, they just want to draw the game out just a little bit longer. Make it a true survival match. Just kill everything. Western side is essentially gone. Bricks running around. Fat Boy actually about to be finished, to be fair. And artillery about to be rebuilt once again. How's that Scathis going to the north? Maybe that's what Team 1's waiting for. Is just finish the Scathis and then call it a day. Ravagers opening up, taking out units, coming in. Strap bombers inbound from Excited. Again, another bombing run from the same vector, but just hits the shielding and calls it a day. Layering those AA definitely important. Strap bombers from the west. There's a lot more of them. Oh, I wonder who they're going after with that attacking. And No Man is like, nope. But does not get out of the way soon enough. And that is game. Flawless victory for Team 1. But great game overall. I think everybody just did a great... I mean, everybody, including No Man, Ferv, and Tynet. Everybody, both sides, did a very good job. And especially for Team 2, sticking in with it as long as they did. MVP for me, for Team 1, I mean, everybody did really well on Team 1 as well. I mean, secondary air grids, artillery, they were going for Scathis, strap bombing runs from side vectors as well, not going straight down the middle. I would have loved to see a little bit more action down from this southwestern side eastward, but besides that, it was essentially Team 1 held, Team 2 pushed in, got right about here, and then it was just backward ever since. So maybe if Team 2 maybe went for some Fat Boys, maybe that would have helped with the Salem nonsense and maybe staved off that chicken run that we saw. I mean, the one on Tynet's base wasn't too bad, but the one on Ferv's base was just devastating. I think once Ferv went down, that was kind of permanently it for Team 2. But let me know down in the comments what you felt about the match. Of course, if you haven't done so already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel, and I will see all of you in the next one.